Hello guys, my name is Elvis. I'm the sales manager from Zhanjie. We are a professional manufacturer for the block machine. Here you can see we have a QT4-15 fully automatic block machine just by my side. The QT4-15 means every time we can have 4 blocks, 4 standard hollow blocks at one job. The standard hollow block we are talking about 400 by 200 by 200 millimeters hollow blocks, and 15 means 15 seconds for one circle. Okay, so first I will give you an idea about how the production plant goes. So firstly, we will have our raw material mixed in our mixer. Usually in China, we are using like 60% sand and 30% stone powder, 10% cement, and we do the mixing in the mixer. And we have several different models of mixer, and the difference is in the capacity and in the mixing performance. Usually we will equip the right model according to the block machine. So firstly we will do the mixing. After mixing, we will have a conveyor belt to carry the concrete from the mixer to our block machine, just to here, to the hopper here. And we will have a belt conveyor again. And this belt conveyor, we can control the time to control the amount of the aggregate into the feeding part. So then we will do the feeding work into our block machine. And after we do the feeding, and we will do the pricing and vibration together, and we will finish the foaming part. And after that, the blocks comes out. If you want to have a stacker, we can have a stacker as well. So you don't need to manually stack the blocks. So this is a flow chart of how it goes as a plant. Okay guys, so now I'm going to introduce you about the key parts, which is the block machine parts. I'm going to introduce by 5 parts. The first part is about the steel we use, the structure. The second part is about the motors. The third part is about the moves. The fourth part is about the electric system. And the fifth part is about the hydraulic system. So now firstly, I'm going to introduce you about the frame part, or the structure part. As you can see, our machine looks bigger in the size. That's because we are using bigger and thicker steel. If you come closer, you can see the frame we are using 12 by 12 centimeters and 6 millimeter thickness square pipe steel. And also for the welding part, after we do the welding work, we will do the polishing work first. After the polishing work, we will do 2 to 3 times painting work to make sure the final appearance to be perfect. And about the structure, as you can see, as the concrete carried by the belt conveyor, we will go inside the storage silo first. Here is our storage silo. And after the storage silo, we will have a belt conveyor. And this works as a primary feeding system. And after the concrete being carried into our feeding cart, here you can take a look at the feeding cart. In the feeding cart, we have a mixing system. So the concrete now is in the feeding cart and will be pushed by the hydraulic cylinder inside the hose machine. Hydraulic cylinder here. Inside the hose machine, on the down mode, and by a 2 to 3 seconds vibration and the mixing arms together, we will have the perfect feeding performance. So after we finish the feeding work, the up mode will go down to match with the down mode. Vibration together with the hydraulic pressure for 4 to 5 seconds, we will have the perfect blocks. And about pressure here, we have the range from 10 to 20 ampere. But from our experience, 14 to 16 ampere are the perfect setting. So after we have the block block will come out from this way. So if you have enough budget, you can think about having one more stacker machine. So it will do the stacking work automatically, and it will save you about 2 labors. So here is the pellets feeding system. As you can see, we can have the pellets stored here, and the PLC control system, which is feeding the pellets one by one, piece by piece. And together with the block receiver, where the blocks comes out, with this, they are a complete pellets feeding system. Okay, now let's go to the second part, about the motor part. All the motors we use are from our top local brand, QT4 brand. QT4 Motors was a government-owned company, and we can assure you that 100% pure core inside the motors. In the third part, we are talking about the mousse. As you can see, for the mousse, the material we are using, the steel we are using is from 1 centimeters thickness to 3 centimeter thickness, and we are using wire cutting to ensure the accuracy of all the mousse. And after the mousse being assembled, all the mousse will go through the heat treated. With the heat treatment, it will increase the hardness of the mousse, and the lifetime of the mousse will be doubled. I would like to give you an idea about how to change the mousse. So usually it takes about 4 labors and about 2 hours to finish the changing. So firstly, we need to put on pellets on the top of the down mousse, and then we put the up mousse on the pellets. After that, we just lose the screws here. So it's 4 screws at one side, totally 8 screws. 4 at here, 4 at there, 4 at there. And then the mousse will be separated from the up platform. And then you can just have the labors to take it out. And after that, it's the same thing for the down mousse. You can see 4 screws here and there, here and there. It's up and down. So you just lose the screws and take it out, and then fix the new mousse inside. So it takes you about 2 hours to finish all the work. Okay, so now the fourth part is about the hydraulic station. Is our hydraulic system. As you can see, this is a side of the hydraulic system with 7.5 kilowatts motors, a set of magnetic valves, a hydraulic tank with a hydraulic oil filter. The oil filter is to filter the hydraulic oil before they run into all the pipes and the valves, to make sure that the valves can have longer lifespan. And the most important thing is about the valves. The magnetic valves here is the heart of the brain of the hydraulic system. You have to make sure that you choose the good brand, because if you go for a bad brand, the price maybe go cheaper, but the lifetime will go a lot shorter. So here's our brand. You can have a look. It's an imported brand, and with CE certified. CE certified imported brand. So this will make sure that our hydraulic station, the performance is stable, the lifetime is longer. And about the fifth part, we are coming to our control system. So this is a control cabinet, as you can see. Here's a touch screen. So you can do some settings, automatic settings from here. And you can see 2 voltage meters, an emergency stop, a manual and automatic switch, and some buttons, just in case you have to run it manually. About the PLC we are using, the brand usually is Highwheel or Japanese imported Mitsubishi. And the other electric components we're using is the top brand in China, Change. So one feature about our block machine is that we are using the double cylinder. The advantage of the double cylinder than the single cylinder is that the double cylinder, we will have more evenly pressure. So we will have better blocks being produced. And because we are using 2 cylinders, each cylinder will have less loading. So it will ensure that the cylinder will have a longer lifetime than the single cylinder. Another difference from our block machine with other factories is that between the hopper here and the feeding cart, we have a feeding belt here. This belt is working as a primary feeding system. It is to ensure that the concrete into the feeding cart is in the right amount. If the concrete in the feeding cart is too much during the movement, there will be a lot of concrete jumping out from the cart, on the chain, on the pads, and those stuff will maybe will cause the block machine some problems. And also, the material coming out from the cart is a waste, and it will take you a lot of time to do the cleaning work, and it's very time costly. But with this system, you will not have that problem at all.